The digital world moves fast, but real growth comes from real conversations. This is e-Coffee with Experts, where marketers and founders share what's actually working in SEO, AI, and digital growth. Grab your coffee and fuel your mind as we chat with top minds about their wins, struggles, and lessons you won't find in a blog post. Brought to you by Digital Web Solutions, we bring real talk to help you grow your business, one episode at a time. Let's get started.
Hey, hi everyone. Welcome to your show E-Coffee with Experts. This is your host Ranmay here. And today we have Jessy, who's the founder and CEO at Victoria Digital Marketing with us. Hey Jessy, how's it going?
Great, how are you?
Lovely, can't really complain. So Jessy, before we move any forward, let's get to know the human behind the mic. Why don't you talk us through your journey a bit? How were you growing up? Also, how did you land up in the digital marketing niche? What do you guys do at your agency? What you specialize in? And we'll take it off from there.
Okay, sounds good. So I always like to say that my career actually started when I was 10 years old. So when I was 10 growing up, my dad had a graphic design shop and we did everything from business cards to billboards, literally everything. So
Lovely.
After school, instead of running off and playing with my friends, he would sit me down at my computer and teach me Photoshop. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And so I really kind of got to get that hands-on advertising experience with the traditional print advertising. And simultaneously, when I was in elementary school, I think it was like the next year, I got pulled out of my gym class and put into a class to learn coding, HTML coding websites. There was about 4 or 5 of us in the school. So yeah, that's kind of where my background started. And as I grew up and grew older, I found myself just really gravitating towards the advertising industry in general. In my mid to late 20s, I was working in corporate advertising, which was really a lot of fun. And then I got my dream job working with a digital marketing agency in Kelowna. And a couple months into that, COVID hit and I got laid off, and I decided that was kind of just not for me. So that's when I decided to start actually just freelancing in 2020, and I just sort of built it up from there. I started to acquire clients. We really, at that point, I was focusing in web design, SEO, social media, paid advertising, and then as I started hiring on staff, the company started to evolve itself, and our service offerings have just kind of begun to expand. And it's been a lot of fun growth over the last 5 years.
Lovely. And how were the early days like, Jessy? Starting your own agency, the initial days, keeping the lights on is really, really challenging. I know that. And then obviously multitasking, wearing multiple hats, hiring, building a team, like you said, invoicing, finance, all the support functions, right? The books. So, how did you manage all of it?
Well, during COVID, we had all this spare time, right? Everything was locked down. I couldn't do much. So I sat in, the truth is I sat in my 1-bedroom apartment. I worked on my website, my old website. And the way that I got my first few clients was just cold outreach, and it worked. And one of those clients is actually still with us today. So we're celebrating almost 5 years that she has been with us. And I'm very thankful to her every day. As far as doing things like the books, that was all stuff that I really kind of learned on the fly. Both my parents are entrepreneurs. My mom owns a e-com store, so I've been working with her marketing for a few years. My dad had the sign shop, so I really had a lot of support in that as well. And then, as far as bookkeeping goes, that was everything figured out on the fly. I went to school for accounting as well, so that was fairly easy. Wearing all the hats, I never had an issue with that. I actually really enjoyed it. I really liked the ability to be creative alongside analytical. I think that's probably one of the biggest gifts. I think a lot of people kind of gravitate towards one or the other. And it's very rare that you find someone who has both of them that work hand in hand. So my creative strategy, I could, dig into my analytics to see what was working and what wasn't. I really enjoyed the flexibility and the freedom of wearing all the hats. It's really beneficial now because if there's ever anything that needs, extra support within the agency, my team knows that they can come to me. So, yeah.
Lovely, lovely. Entrepreneurship runs in the family. And you starting at 10, talk a lot about how you could juggle across multiple, responsibilities. Now, talking about that, throw some light on your work with Think Local First Victoria. I mean, how it is all set up. What is your role there? Throw some more light on that.
Okay, so I've recently just kind of jumped in. We're working with we're doing a bit of a slow transition.
Yeah.
Think Local First Victoria it's a bit more than just a networking group. It's business owners coming together to support business owners. It was started by a local outdoor store here because they had a large corporation, competitor come in and move across the street from them. And so they really wanted to guide people into that supporting local. And it's really important to support local, especially in a community I find like Victoria. It's really vibrant, it's really fun. So it's all run by business owners. We do lots of really fun community building events. We had our media crawl last week, which was absolutely fun. We got to tour around, meet a lot of the local media partners and kind of get tips on how to pitch your story to the local media and how to really connect with them. And so a few months ago, I got approached by the managing director, and she asked if I had a bit of capacity to take on marketing for the company. And I said, yeah, of course. VDM is at a very sustainable point with the strategic hiring that we've done over the last few years. And so I'm finding that I do have, I've got the capacity, the capability to lend some help to marketing for Think Local First, and as a result, help marketing for the local business owners who are a part of Think Local First. That's that the roots and the foundation of VDM have always been to sustain and to support our local businesses. So the two really do go hand in hand. I'm very happy to be a part of Think Local First.
I mean, absolutely. It is quite clear that how deeply you care about the local business scene in Victoria, right? So this all makes a lot of sense. Now, coming from an SEO perspective, we have been talking about AI all throughout, right? I mean, for the last couple of years now. Not that it all started in the, November of 2022. It was there always, right? Just that the storm kind of, took up to speed and really kind of, washed around with the industry. So what is your take on AI in general, Jesse? How do you think, what or in which direction are we heading with all of this AI storm?
With AI and SEO, it's kind of interesting because I always get that question from clients is like, how do you use AI in your marketing strategies? And I think it's a thinly veiled question where they want to ask, are you using AI to write my content? And I think that AI can be a very supportive tool. I like to say that AI generated content is written for robots. Human written content is written for humans. I don't think it has that proper voice, but I really love AI for research and for strategy. I find that it really optimizes my ability to pivot strategies when necessary. I think it can be really beneficial. It's interesting because we are seeing in our analytics account, our clients' analytics account, we're getting a lot more traffic referral sources from ChatGPT and Perplexity are kind of the two major ones. So working towards optimizing content that ranks there. And I'm finding Perplexity is kind of my main, I really enjoy it. Yeah. But as far as AI goes, we like our content marketing is written by humans for humans.
Lovely. And, you work with local businesses, you're all vocal for local. So what unique challenges and opportunities do you see in marketing hyperlocal brands compared to, let's say, the national ones?
I think that one of the unique challenges is that it can kind of only go so far. It depends on the business, and we always say like local service-based businesses are kind of our bread and butter. We really love them. We really love being able to see, our client from 5 years ago that reached out to us, and she's not local to Victoria. She's local within her own community in Calgary. So that's not to say that, we'll work with a business in Calgary. We'll work with a business in Vancouver. We have clients in, major cities. But one of the most incredible things was seeing her during a pandemic on the brink of shutting her business down. And here she is 5 years later, and she's grown her team and she's thriving. She's not just surviving, she's thriving. And so that's kind of the goal that we like for all of our local business owners. That's what we like to see. For me personally, being a local business owner, having, two parents who owned businesses, it's just really heartwarming and valuable for me to be able to see that I'm supporting local businesses within our community, helping the community grow. But of course, one of the challenges is you run into revenue constraints when your target area is very low. You have to dominate the local market. One of the most creative strategies that we've always really employed for local businesses is local SEO, and a lot of that focuses on your Google business profile. I always like to say to people, if you search for a service near you and actually analyze the search results that come from your desktop, you're going to see the top 3 are paid ads, and then you're going to see that map pack, and then you're going to start to see organic search results. So clients, especially that have a smaller budget, we don't recommend on-page SEO for them a lot of the time. We recommend, Google business profile optimization, posting schedule, and then Google ads, and then we can move into an SEO strategy. But we don't like to sell our clients things that are not necessary at that stage of growth.
Absolutely. Perfect. Yeah, this has been a great conversation, Jessy. But before we let you go, I would like to play a quick rapid fire. I hope you're game for it.
Okay, let's do it.
All right, let's do this. Your last Google search.
My last Google search. Oh, I have no idea. Well,
You
that's
can look
really
up for it. This is the open book.
Actually,
Don't worry.
heat pumps in Victoria.
Okay. All right. What did you do with your first paycheck? First paycheck of your life, Jessy.
Contribute to my RRSP.
All right. Where do we find you on Friday evenings after office or after work?
Honestly, sitting at home with my husband. We have 4 cats. We have a dachshund. Sometimes we're out for a walk. We're very relaxed. We're drinking tea. We're playing video games.
All right. Okay. Your celebrity crush.
My celebrity crush. I actually, you know what? I don't have any of those.
We'll take your word on that one. All right. The last one will not grill you any further. What is that one thing, Jessy, if given an opportunity, you would want to change at your agency?
Oh, that's a really good question. I don't think that there's too much. I think that we're on a really great track for slow and sustainable growth. I've seen a lot of agencies scale the wrong way, and scale the wrong way to me means not supporting local. Our team is all local, and that's very important to me. And so I've always said I'd rather make a little less money or a lot less money and give 5 people in the community jobs.
Nice.
So that's something that's deeply rooted in our values that we just would not change. Of course, everybody wants to scale, but if you do it incorrectly, if you get too big, you fail. So we do turn down work. We're very mindful of our own capacity. I don't like to overpromise and underdeliver. That's just absolutely one of my values. So I don't know what I would change. I don't know.
Lovely. Great thought process there, Jessy. Keep it going, yeah? And for our audiences, Jessy, if they want to reach out to you, how would they do that?
They can reach me at victoriadigitalmarketing.com. Come check out what we're about, or you can even have my direct email address, which is Jessy, J-E.
There you go. We have an email ID now. Perfect, Jessy. This has been a great conversation. Thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, Ranmay. Have a great rest of your Monday, and thank you so much for taking the time. I really appreciate it.
Pleasure.